Hey guys, Day here again, and I've got my hands on an Avenger, and I wanted to do this video because it's it's hard to decide once you're pledging for a ship. I went through this battle, should I get this, should I get the 300, what should I, and I decided now that I've got more information on the subject, I would do a video pretty much talking about the tactics and the roles that this Avenger will take, and maybe you'll consider it. Maybe you'll consider buying it after watching this. So let's jump right in. The ship's made by Aegis Dynamics. It's an and still currently used police interceptor. The reason they've let the public and the civilians buy these ships now is because they've moved towards the M50 variant, which is a lot faster. Now, the primary focus that it's designed for is interdiction or, interception. It's great for policing. And let's talk about why. It has a TR5 thruster, which is big, and it's got 8 maneuverability thrusters. Also, this thing weighs as much as a Hornet. But look at the ship. It's going to be fast, very fast. So it also, this is another point which screams to me, which we'll come back to, on why I think this is a great police interceptor. It has 2 Class 1 guns mounted on each wing, but they're considered Class 1 distortion cannons. That's what they're listed as. So think about that, and we'll come back to it. While we're on the subject of weapons, the big main weapon on this bad boy is this Kruger T21. I think it's called a Tiger Streak T21. What's interesting about it is, as I look closely, now they've rendered it, kind of PBR. It looks like it has a cannon, or not a cannon, a camera here, maybe. And it also looks as though it can pivot up and down, like it can rotate downwards. So that's interesting if you're chasing somebody, right? And they're maneuvering up and down. This thing will be able to move on its own. When you start Squadron 42, this will be your standard trainer. Now the training variant has 2 seats up there. This one has 1, and it's going to be a very I think it's going to be a very plain like simulation flyer, just to train you on the physics of flight. It's got a very reliable and strong hull with large, look at the size of this engine mount, a very large engine mount and upgradable engines. It's listed as a very low cost and reliable ship, obviously, right? I mean, if a government's going to use a ship and they're going to have a lot of police, a lot of, use out of it, they got to be cheap, they got to be reliable and fuel efficient. Let's go inside. Now this is what separates the training version from the transport version. It comes with these. I think they're like stasis beds, right? Now they can be used as beds as well. That's the interesting thing. Oops, there we go. Close that. So this right away, yes, the first thing is it's listed on, it makes sense. Police interceptor, right? But I think this ship has multiple roles, and let's talk about them. I'm going to start it out with my roles that I've kind of picked as main roles, what I think it can do. The first one, that's obvious, a chase vehicle. The police use this obviously as a very fast chasing, and it's set up in a way as almost a marksman, the weapon. It doesn't have very specialized weapons like the Hornet does, and I think that's why the Hornet weighs so much, because it has missiles and all the different cone firing turreted class 4 weapons and stuff like that. This just has a straight on, right on underneath the pilot, marksman type weapon. Yes, this is the main gun, but you're gonna have to chase people and try to hit them. Now, I don't know if that makes sense to you, but policing as a role if you bought this as a clan and said, okay, I want a group of police in my clan that want to chase people down, Also, when we talk about a chase vehicle, it's not just chasing people who you're trying to catch and talk to. It's routing down enemies who are running from, say, a large battle. Or you know, maybe you fight a guy with you group your Hornets, and you can't catch someone taking off in a 300i or 350 yard. This at least can give some chase and try to catch up. So I'll just make a side note. As I'm coming in here, this is how you come in. You get in the ship. You have to come through the cargo and come up through here. This is the sleeping quarters, which is pretty cool. It looks beautiful with the new rendering. Like everything is so detailed. And this is the cockpit. So seeing that you know, there's those beds and that, you know, they're sleeping for somebody right behind the pilot here. Another role I've thought of is clan support. Because it's going to be so fast and it's going to fly in a straight line really quickly, and here's another point. It holds 10 tons of cargo. So having the beds, having the cargo, I see it as a clan support as well. If you had a clan, like, yes, it's a base kind of ship, but it has many roles, right? You have a clan of, or not even just a clan, an organization of 5 guys even, and you're mining, or whatever you're doing. This could be a great transfer ship. Like, hey, we got to get some supplies over this guy on this planet, and I'm on this asteroid. Your buddy in the Aegis here, the Avenger, can load up and just go fast, just motor over. Or you can transport your buddies who are hurt as a medic, throw them in these pods, right? You can have up to 5 guys, really. You get a 4 here and a guy sleeping in your bed. You can just throw them in. And I think that these monitors, I think that they'll, like, there's got to be a point, right? I think that they'll show status and name, and you can enter what the guy who's in there. This guy hurt. So, clan support, medic, transferring, as well as large-scale battles. This could be for 10 tons of missiles. Get them to the front lines. Let's go to your ships. Next role, so that's the 2. Next role, that's the 3rd, is the pirate prisoner role. Prisoner transport role. You decide, hey, we got a group of cutlasses and we're taking ships. This would be amazing. And that's pretty obvious, right? You take some prisoners. In the game, you're not going to want to die, because it's a more hardcore system than most games, and you're not going to want to die. So here you go. Take some prisoners. Barter for their release. Right? Call up their clan and say, hey, we got your prisoners here. What are you going to pay for them? The last really cool one I think I like, I think it's second on my list of the favorites, is a sleeper smuggler ship. The way it looks now, right? Especially with this light paint job, it looks like a good guy ship. Oh, we're pleased. You could disguise yourself as a police escort or just a police interceptor and smuggle goods with that 10 tons of cargo. Smuggle people, because it's fast, and I believe that you'll be able to upgrade this bay. Maybe you'll be able to take these out and have like a lined cargo bay to avoid detection. And this thing doesn't scream to you a smuggler ship. So yeah, my favorite tactic and role I think it's going to take is the chase vehicle. I know it's obvious. I know it's the one, but having this marksman cannon and this in a group as a chase vehicle is going to be the best. Chase slash boom and zoom attacking method, right? You're chasing. You got Hornets behind you. You got whatever you got behind you. You're chasing, say, Starfarer. You can zoom in on them really hard, strafe them with this marksman cannon, get out, right? Maybe you have attacked a freelancer and it's starting to rout, it's starting to run away. This will be able to just follow on its tail with great maneuverability and fire at it. So the very last thing I wanted to talk about is the comparison towards the 300i. I know a lot of people are kind of like, what do I get, 300i or the Avenger? Now it's very key differences, but they are very close. So here's the differences. The Avenger has more speed, and this is all based off of stats that I've written down. Higher speed over the 300i. 300i has more maneuverability than this. It'll be much better at turning and getting around you. This has a really large main gun. 300i has an assisted main gun setup, and 300i doesn't even come with a main gun right now. It comes with a similar sort of tier 1 weapons. And now that I've just reminded myself, let's go back. Distortion cannons. This screams to me that you'll be able to screw up enemy ships' HUDs. So right back around to chase vehicle. If you hit them with these, if it's distortion and you're screwing up their HUD, that would be something interesting to think about, right? Back to the comparison of the Avenger and 300i. Slightly more cargo. The Avenger can carry 10 tons. The 300i holds 8. But here's the kicker: the 300i has more upgrades. So the 300i you can change it to do what you want, and it also has the same capabilities of being a sleeper. And you can put more weapon upgrades, much more than this can. They do have the same power in terms of factory making energy, the same shield, the same crew of 1, but not the same crew in that what you can carry, and obviously, and has the same bed, 1 bed for the pilot. So they're pretty balanced, and it just depends on the style you want to play and the aesthetics that you're looking for. The Avenger is definitely more of an interceptor or a specialized role in a large clan or even a small clan. And the 300 is more versatile and like a dogfighter. I think it would be much better at fighting, but it's all up to you. It's your choice to make. Take what you want from this. Thanks for watching. If you've got any other ideas or what you want to see as for reviews or anything like that, especially even what this ship can do, I'm very curious to see what other people have to say. Let me know in the comments. Subscribe so you can see more of these, please. Thanks already for those who have. I'm Day. I'll see you on the next one.